Well, hello, friends. Hello, hello, hello. I am so glad to be back on Monday night live streaming. This is I think let's see, one, two, three, four this year so far. And last year we did, I think 20 weeks straight, with maybe an exception for Thanksgiving in there. But friends, I am so excited for today. I am going to start by setting some intention. And actually, I'm going to tell you a little bit about why I do that. One second while I do this. So hang on a second. Let me move over this away. Okay, so intention. Did you know, and you guys that know me know that I'm a bit of a brain nerd. I'm a nerd, but in a good way. And I love all things brain, our neuroplasticity, how to make sure that we stay sharp. I know my friend Lori was showing me a puzzle that she was doing that Caroline had given her. That was definitely keeping her brain sharp. There's no question in my mind. It was all just colors, like an aurora kind of thing. Beautiful. But I want to talk to you tonight quickly about setting an intention and why our brains love when we set intentions. Because it's been new for me just this last 4 weeks to set intentions at the beginning of my live streams. Intentions, actually, we have something in our brains called the reticular activating system. I told you I was nerdy. I'm sorry for getting a little bit sciencey, but it's what leads our fight and flight mechanism, and it helps us pay attention to things. So if we see a tiger, we know that that's a flight mechanism, and unless you're Fred, in which case it could be a fight mechanism, but that's not something I'm going into in detail. So when we set intentions, it's what we're paying attention to. It's what we see. So I thought about what's my intention for tonight. We're going to be doing some party flair with our card making supplies. So not a card night, but a party flair night. And so I wrote down something that I wanted to share with you for my intention. So I intend for tonight to create with joy and to connect with all of you. Thank you for being here. And maybe to inspire all of us to add a little extra flair to our celebrations. So let's set that intention. I'm using a candle here that says Best Mom on it, because my mom just signed on. Hi, Mom. And it came from Jeffrey. And Wednesday is Jeffrey's birthday. Jeffrey's our son, and his birthday is this week. And we are doing a family dinner. His day off is Thursday, so we're doing it on Thursday. We're bringing in all the celebrations. We're doing some Asian Lunar New Year, which is on Wednesday as well this week. Wednesday, yeah, maybe today. Happy New Year. And we are going to have noodles and all the good stuff that we're going to try for our birthday. So there we go. Intentions to create joy and connect and inspire, and to add a little extra flair to all of our celebrations. So let me put this aside. Okay, friends, and I've got my tea. You know, I love to have a tea near me, but I got to say I'm moving this tea behind me because an open mug and a crafting space do not go together. It's a beautiful tea called a winter tea. And I have a super new toy that I'm going to be bringing. But first, let me tell you the story behind the reason that we're doing this particular style of class tonight. Class, live stream, it's a little bit of a class. I was out with Lori. We were on our way back from an important meeting, and we stopped at Montana's, a great place. I think they want me to say for ribs. Anyways, they're not sponsoring me, I promise you. But they could. I might take payment in ribs. Anyways, this was in Lori's sandwich. We cleaned it. And on the back of it had this fun saying here. It says, "Your stomach says thanks." And it just made me chuckle when I saw it. And of course, it's just a little bit of flair, but I thought, you know what? There's a bunch of fun things that I could do with my card making stuff to make fun little things like this that can go into different ways of presenting out, if it's food at the party, into cupcakes, all those kind of ideas. So this was the inspiration. Thank you, Lori, for taking me out for lunch, and for my stomach thanks you. Okay, so that was the inspiration. I got to show you this fun new toy that I got. First, let me show you these. Can you see these little ABCs? ABCs, oh my goodness. Okay, these little ABCs are made out of little tiny pieces of paper that are this big. That's 1.5 by 2.5 inches. So I've pre-cut some because we're doing TV magic tonight, friends. It comes with a fabulous little book that you can make all of these letters with. And on their packaging, you can see they do sort of banners. This is the inspiration of what we're going to start with tonight. But really cool, they actually have, so yes, this book is an instruction book with how to make these little letters. I'm going to do that first. but there's actually an app. So if I ever lose this, or if heaven forbid I'm on the road with only my little tool, I can open up the app and see how to make all of the different letters, of the alphabet, plus numbers and an exclamation point, all of these fun things. So we are going to work on this tonight. Other things that we're going to see tonight, I'm going to show you how to decorate some name tags in terms of, I think they're maybe called name plates. They go where who the person is seated at that spot for a dinner table. We're going to show you a cake topper. I'm going to show you some straw embellishment. We've got some fun stuff to say good stuff with tonight. But we're going to start with a quick hello to Fred. Let me realize, Fred, are you ready for a quick hello? I don't think he is. The YouTube algorithm waits 10 seconds. But hello, Freddie. It's nice to see you. There you go. He's got his matching teacup, friends. We are that couple. Yes, we are. All right, my love. Thank you for being here and helping with all the behind the scenes stuff. And I'm going to switch out cameras yet again and do my famous. Now, if you are new here, thank you for being here. I'm so glad that you're there. Lori, that was a good sandwich, wasn't it? It was a good sandwich. Okay, so if you're new here, that's great. Tell us where you're watching from tonight, guys. It'd be really fantastic. Oof. Ave Maria, Florida. Kimberly, oh, yay. I'm so glad you're there. I hope it's absolutely beautiful. We here in Ontario had the bluest, clearest, most wonderful skies between 10 and noon today. And my studio, that it floods in. It was beautiful. So I think, Kim, you were sending it to me from there. So I love that. Okay, this little guy, this mini little thing, I'm going to show you, and let me just make sure I've got my stuff in the right order tonight. So this is the little book. I went ahead and I pre-cut out some tiny little pieces. Now, I'm a fan of gingham, and so I chose some gingham for tonight. But I'm going to show you part of what we're making. I just want to show you how the alphabet punch works, because then it will make sense when we do the banner that I'm going to create tonight. Okay, so let's see. I just picked up a couple random words. Look, I'm spelling the word fat. So letters. These are the little letters, and you can see if I cover one up, it's the size of the little piece of paper, if I've cut it out correctly. Okay, so each of these little pieces of paper, you can do it in a solid like this, or you can do it in these colors, patterned paper. It does look like a little Barbie tool, Tyra. You are right. It is absolutely a tiny little Barbie tool. So I need a word, a short word, and I'm thinking a word that does not necessarily have a Y in it, because I did have to make 2 Ys for the banner, and I found them to be a little bit tricky, but I'm not afraid. If you can only come up with a word that is short, that has a Y in it, I will try, but I want to show you just a short word that I'm going to do. So in the chat, what size are they? These are 2.5. These are little guys. Can somebody give me maybe a 3 or 4 letter word or name that I can show you how to make these letters with? I will see. Fred, I think vodka would actually be a fun word to put in something like this. Oh, Kim, I love that you think the word love. Okay, so LUV. Okay, so because I have the book next to me, I'm just going to look up, and nicely they've put the alphabet in the alphabetic order. So LMNOP. So let's go back to LMN, LM. Okay, here's L. Okay, I bet you L is going to be easy. So what it's going to tell me to do, I'm going to try and keep this open so you can see a little bit here. To make the letter L, there are different places and punches and parts of this tiny little machine, a little cutter. So I'm going to start with this piece of, I will make a G so we can do glad. Okay, so we're going to start with this. Let's do the L. Now what it's showing me is I put the little piece of paper into this part. Now listen carefully. That's a little punch. And now the little piece of paper has a little hole in it. Okay, we've got the punch. So next step is to bring that up here and put it all the way in the edge. There's the edge. Close the little gate. Oops, I'm supposed to put the D down on the bottom. Oh, I just realized something. This is single-sided paper, so I might have done this wrong already, but learning is living, so we're just going to go ahead and learn. Okay, this is a little tiny knife. Nope, this is a little tiny knife. That's the cap of the little tiny knife. Okay, let's try that again. This is a little tiny knife. See it? There we go, little tiny knife. And what it's telling me to do is to make a cut in this channel. And what I'm going to do is just make this cut. Okay, that's going to be for the bottom of our L. I'm going to open this up, turn it around. There's marks on here that I can see that you'll just have to agree with me are there. And I'm going to go ahead and cut along here. Now, if I did everything correctly, which may or may not be true, I have just created a tiny little, this one's backwards because I did the wrong side of the paper, L. All right, there's a real L. So we've got an L. All right. Now let me think about my double-sided paper and how to make this the right way. All right, so L, U, we're going to try a U. And let's see, U is at the back of the alphabet, if I remember correctly, right? W, X, Y, Z, Q, R, S, T, U. Here we go. All right, I'm really thinking about this double-sided paper part now. So we're going to take a green one. I wonder if I make it upside down, if that will do it. Yes, let's try it. I'm going to try, guys, because it's paper. I mean, what the heck? No big deal, right? Okay, that's the punch. And now the little paper has a little hole on it, that side there with the punch. And it's telling me next step is to cut I think I've done this right, friends. I think I have. All right, we're going to go, and this goes into a little channel and slices and slices. Okay, so now, okay, I did do it right by doing it upside down, but it's not very curved, right? That's okay. We're going to go ahead and in this corner piece down here, I'm going to put this guy in here. Listen, that's the first punch. We've got a little corner. Now I'm putting the other side in. There's the next punch, and we've made a little U. L-U, and I bet you V is not going to be far off of this. L-U, T, A, B, C, D, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V. All right. I'm really trying it if I can remember how to do this, but let's take the third color, and we're going to try and make, is that a V, folks? That looks like a U to me. I feel like there should be a better V. All right, well, we're going to try it anyways. Okay, so this is going to go upside down because I think that's the trick with the one-sided paper. And I'm going to put it in, and we're going to punch. Ready? Punch the D. First step. Now we're going to call this a stylized V. That's what it is. Take out my little knife, and I'm going to cut it again. One there, and one here. Okay, so now I've got my beginning, and it's saying to put just one corner in to make a V. I bet you there's a way to make this straighter. I'm going to investigate how to do a less stylized V. Okay, so here we go, friends. All right, we were going with an L that I got backwards, but it still sees the L. L-U-V. It just looks like a U to me. We should pick a different word. But you understand the idea here is that you can make the whole alphabet to come up with letters. And what I decided to do for tonight's live stream, these are just little extra pieces. I'm going to show you the banner that we're doing. And I'm going to need these letters, but not these. And these letters. Okay. Okay, so you know when you go to a birthday party and they have a banner and it says this way, happy, we're going to do happy birthday. Okay, you have to trust me. Let me put it down so you can see on the table in front of me. Okay, so I've got some ribbon. I've cut out some, what do you call these? Banners, pennantons, something like that. There's a word for it, I'm sure. Okay. So you can see that I've got the start of mine all ready to go here. Now, this is going on a dining room hutch in our dining room for Jeffrey's birthday. And we are going to, I took a measurement of it. So instead of being able to write the whole happy birthday, Jeffrey, which is a lot of punching out of letters, I'm going with the shortcut form of happy B-Day, Jeff. We call him Jeff, so it's not that weird that we're calling him Jeff. And because TV Magic is our friend, I made sure that I had these letters cut out beforehand. At least I think I do. So J, F, F. Might be missing an E. No, we're not. Good thing we have an extra little guy here. I'll cut out the E for us all to see as well, too. All right. Keeping myself as organized as possible tonight. Woo! Okay. So you can see that the banner, the way I've put it together, so I wanted mine to be temporary. So I've got it strung with cute little baby clothespins. If you were doing a double-sided one, you could do, like a baby shower or a wedding shower, any of those sorts of things. You could do double-sided. You could do different colors, different themes. I went with sort of some fun colors for a birthday. I think anyways, these are fun colors in my world. Are there fun colors in your world? I bet there are. That's the last one. So E, D, A, Y. Now we are at the string, part of the year, the string of a bunch of birthdays in my family. So we have Ashley that kicks us off with December 17th. She turned 40 this year and went with Fred. Does anybody remember where? To Hawaii. Now, if you're turning 40 and your dad is around to take you to Hawaii, you should go, friends. You should go. Okay, so I'm just going to add a little bit of tape to the back of my letters, and I'm just positioning it in the banner. Very simple, right? But it's so fancy. It makes it extra. And then when we finished with Ashley's birthday, actually we had Claude's birthday December 5th. And then we finished with Ashley's birthday December 17th. And then we had Christmas. You're all familiar with that occasion. And then we had Lori's birthday, December 28th. And then we move on to Jesse's birthday. Jesse's my grandson, and his birthday is January 6th, the day before Fred's birthday. And Fred's birthday is celebrated January 7th. And then after January 7th, who came up? Fred. So you and Fred. Oh, yeah. Now here we are. Oh, Eric, January 15th. And then these are all things we celebrate, friends, because life is for celebrating. So you get to see there's the B-Day. See how B-Day comes out. So happy B-Day. Lots of birthdays. And now this week we're getting ready to celebrate Jeffrey, whose name is J-E, and I'll have to make the E-F-F. And I wanted to show you just how I made these out of 6x6 paper. So let me put the J down here. So Jeff has got his J ready to go. Now I'm temporarily going to move this back out of our way as carefully as I possibly can. You're going to get the idea that it's pretty big, but that's okay. Here it goes. All right. So we'll make the E. Let me do the E first while I'm remembering how to use my little tool, which is somewhere very safe. Can anybody see? Oh, there it is. All right, we got it. Lori, I love your word sparkly. I will cut that out for you tomorrow. Okay, so, and Janice, I saw that you're here, and I saw that the interviews went amazing, and I think I remember now it's for a cool volunteer thing that you might be doing, which is very exciting. So nice to know that you're looking at an association that has lots of cool opportunities for you to do. All right, so the letter E, I'm going to do this, and I'm back to using the black that I was using for Jeff's name. So it will be right no matter which way I do it, because it's double-sided. So I'm going to punch. Everybody listen. Oops. Punch. And the first one goes down. Then I flip this over and I do the same thing just on the bottom. We're making the letter E here. Okay, so now we've got that punched. Now it's going into our little slide and guide. You know, I gotta say, like, an engineer invented this, and I'm amazed at how an engineer's mind might work. Okay, so that's the first one. So see how the E is now coming together, folks. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other part of the E. The little glide and slide goes down. And now you do not have to go out and buy this tool if you don't need it for your crafting all the time. You can borrow mine if I live anywhere in proximity to you, or if I craft with you occasionally at your other home, Kimberly, that I'm talking to you. Okay, so now we've got most of the E, but they are quite particular about adding a little extra cut at the end here for the E, so that the middle part of the E is a little shorter. So there's our E. See, we followed all the instructions. Now we have Jeff's E. Okay, now I'm going to move this guy out of the way, and I'm going to just show you. So this is the paper that I was using. It comes in a little book, and the reason that I like when I get sheets that come in a book is that somebody far more talented than me has made a beautiful color selection, and the colors all match and do a great job. They're already a format. So you got little dots and little stripes, big dots. So it matches. So when I do something by putting all of these things together, it looks like I'm very fancy and have really good taste. When in fact, I just borrowed somebody else's, and you can do it too. Oh my goodness, Janice, St. Joe's is amazing. They have a wonderful, wonderful center there. I'm so glad that you're looking to volunteer there. Okay, so you would think that taking a 6x6 piece of paper and making a little pointed triangle out of it would be rather easy. And it is, but it did take me a couple of tries. I need a pencil. Now, these are 6x6 pieces of paper. And on these ones, they come in these books that they have a hole so that they can hang it on a retail rack. And I love using that. Now, the manufacturer puts the hole in a different colored part of the paper, but I think that's extra flair and looks good. So I'm using that. So I'm using the whole 6x6 piece of paper. First thing I'm going to do is just come to my 3-inch mark and right down on the bottom, just make myself a little pencil mark. It's for me and me alone. Nobody's going to see it when we end up doing this. And I'm going to go ahead and just line up the little hatch mark I made at the bottom and the corner at the top. All right. So that's the first slice. Now, this is not garbage. I'm going to show you some neat things with this later. Same thing on the other side, the little point at the bottom and the little corner at the top. Put that together. When you know, you know. And now we've got the next piece for the pennant. Like I said, don't get rid of that. Let me show you again real quick here. I'm going to do the 3 inches. I'm going to put my little pencil mark so I can see. I'm going to put my pencil mark in my corner so that they're lined up under the guillotine. Is that what that's called? The guillotine? Yeah. Slicer. Okay. There we go. That's that side. Same thing on this side. Okay. I can see Jeffrey's party coming to life. And the Flair is going to be there, my friends. All right. So now we've got, I already have one on there, so I'm going to go back and get it. But first of all, I've got these here. I'll go ahead and just put the F's on these 2 pieces. You can spell any word, like Fred said vodka. I'm not sure what we need a vodka banner for, but I guess if you were maybe a Grey Goose, you could do one like that. Hey, Becky, a first-time watcher. Everybody say hi to Becky. We're so glad that you're here, Becky. One of Fred's best friends is named Becky, and when I just saw your name pop up, I thought it was Becky and was going to start talking all about wonderful things about our Becky that I know. But I bet, Becky, you are as sensational. Okay, so there's the 2 F's for Jeff's banner. Let me bring back the Bubba banner here. Okay, you can see we got the Happy to Be Day. And this, I think, should be the only one blank. Okay, so now, oh, look at me, I'm going to be a little extra. This pink stripy one is very close to this red stripy one. So because it's at the end and it's not too much trouble, I'm going to take my ribbon out and just restring it. How do I string it? This way? This way. This way. Yes, this way. Restring it. And I'm going to put the E on. Let go. Becky, where are you hailing from? Are you in a warmer part of the country? Thank you for liking and sharing. That is worth gold to me, my friend. All right, so there is the E. Okay, so friends, now we're going to go ahead and finish Jeffrey's banner. And I promise I will take pictures and post it of our hutch with this on it. But I'm not taking my laptop downstairs to the dining room to get that ready for right now. But we'll play imagination and we'll just pretend we know. All right. Okay, so you get to see, I'm going to sort of space this out a bit. We got JEFF. Okay, see how those are coming together? And aren't you glad I moved the stripes so they're not set all the same? Okay, and then we got B-Day, which we have over here. And these are the cutest little clothespins you ever did see. And to hold them all in place. Now you can get fancy and you can do some nice knots and make this a really permanent sort of banner. But because I was being playful and I thought to myself, I might actually just want to make a happy birthday banner when I'm doing something without a Jeff. So I wanted to leave room to expand and do that. So, all right, they come down and I just put on the cute little, not paper clips, clothespins. And here is, oops, I got B-A-D, B-D-A-Y. I can spell, Mom. Don't worry. It's okay. Don't worry. We're going to get there. Another one there. So you get the idea. Let me spread this out so you can see the banner for Happy. Isn't that darling, you guys? Catlettsburg, Kentucky. It has been very, very cold. So not too close to you, Becky, but my good friend Barb got 7 inches of snow in Chattanooga, Tennessee yesterday, and all they had was a broom. And as a girl from snow country, I'm telling you, a broom is not going to cut it when you get 7 inches of snow. Okay, so there's the happy that we made. And then our B day comes in nicely after that. Happy B day. And then, of course, I showed you how cute it comes together. And just to be clear, Jeffrey's not turning 11 tomorrow. Jeffrey's turning 41 tomorrow. Where's the 42, Fred? 41. 41 tomorrow. But I still think we can have childlike innocence and fun with our birthdays and our celebrations. So remember, my intention was to make sure that we had some joy and fun. If you walked in and saw your name on a banner like this, would you feel joy? I bet you would, right? Okay. Okay. So I'm going to move this guy. And I promise, like I said, I will post pictures of it when it's installed on the dining room ledge. Woo! All right, let's come back for a quick second here. I'm going to do this, which is wrong. Go back to here. Okay, friends, I want to just chat for a second. So let me do this. Hi. Okay, so I'm curious. I'd love, and one of the things that I'm trying to get better at doing is seeing the comments as they come in and answering them and talking to them. Fred, who's doing all kinds of great stuff in the background, will put things up on the screen so you can see it. Like there's Eva's comment right now. So these are all great things. As a baby YouTuber, a brand new YouTuber, I just started in September. I have this will be 83 videos that have been posted now. And in this, what I'm trying to do is make this my full-time life. So I am so looking forward to bringing all my crafting ideas to you and to have fun making them. So let's go ahead and make the next piece that I wanted to do, which uses the little small pieces. Hang on, let me get them. Okay, resetting for a couple different things. Okay, so we are going to go back to my craft camera so that you can see. Now, all of these pieces that I cut out from the banners, there's lots of fun stuff that you can make with these sort of scrap pieces of paper. There's lots here and lots of ideas, but I came up with a couple that I want to show you because I think they are very fitting for the dinner that I'm having. So I'm being selfish. We're doing dinner for Jeffrey's birthday and I'm excited to use these. So from a triangle, I cut out this piece of square, if you will. And when I did that, I ended up with 2 pieces. When I got the 2 pieces, I'm going to flip this over so you can see, I ended up with another little triangle piece. Then I folded and taped it together so that now these stand up and can be little nameplates. So I'm going to show you how I made one, and then we're going to actually make one of the nameplates. So we're going to go ahead and see if my trial instructions are good enough. Here I've got my trusty little handwritten notes to myself. There's my diagram of how I'm doing these. My good friends over at Paper Crafters Workshop gave me this notepad. It's a lovely one. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is take one of these pieces of paper. I'm going to do the pink because I feel like it. And so this is the 6 inches from the original size of the paper, and this is 3 inches because that's what we cut off. So what I'm going to do is cut the top here. No, I'm going to cut this one first this way at 3 1/4. Let's see if I'm doing this right. 3 1/4, friends. Okay, that's my first cut. And then I'm going to square it off at 1 1/2. And that from the triangle is what gives me that little square. Simple, right? So the triangle, I'm just cutting off 2 of the triangles on the sides. Now, I've got those 2 little extra pieces here, and we're going for an extra triangle at the back to make our kickstand, if you will. So let me bring over my score buddy. You guys know it's a workhorse in my space. And let's see. So we've got our little sign here. Let's look at our little template. And I need to score it so that here, I'm going to put it this way so you can see on camera a bit better. Okay. So now I'm going to take the little triangle and I'm going to score it at just 1/4 inch. I'm turning it this way because it feels a bit better. Might be the lighting in my studio tonight. Okay, so that little 1/4 inch right there. Okay, there we go. Scoring that little 1/4 inch. That might be 1/8 of an inch. It is 1/8 of an inch. You can score it at 1/8 of an inch and then come back and score it at 1/4 inch. Yes, you can, friends. It's only paper. We're not solving all the world's problems. We're just having a little bit of joy and creativity. Okay, so I scored that. Now I'm going to flip that back over onto itself where I made that score line. Bring back my little square, get out my trusty glue, and just very carefully go ahead and tape with my double-sided tape and take the bottom corner and square it up. And now put my little bit of taped down piece there. See how it's a kickstand? See how it folds over? Because now it stands up. Okay, so I've got a few of these. That's one thing that we're going to make with these guys. But of course, I want this to be something that is personal and sits on their place setting. So Jeffrey, I picked the theme. Some of you may recognize these particular guys of dogs because Jeffrey is an animal lover, a lot like you, Sydney. And as an animal lover, I thought it would be so fun to play with these on our little name tags. Get a load of these guys. They're called quirky puppies, I think. And there's quite a few of them. They are between ragamuffins. Look at this one. I got to dog sit Edna last week. She and I stayed at a lovely resort. I think it's called the Glasgow Residence. It was a really good one. I'm still thinking about what to write in my 5-star review. So these little guys, what I'm going to do, hold on to your hats, is take a little one and I'm going to put them on the corners of the nameplate. Okay. And I'm going to make them for our whole family, but tonight I'm only doing a couple to show you. So I like to use a Sharpie, very simple. I've got some of these. These are Avery labels. You could use ones that are quite big or not, but I think you can just tape over this if you wanted to use this for a couple of times, or if you've got the family coming over a bunch of times, you can certainly use them again for different occasions. Becky, I am so glad you're my new BFF. Thank you for subscribing. I think that makes 225 subscribers tonight, friends, and that is awesome. We welcome you. Okay, so I'm just going to do Jeff in my nice little handwriting here, J-E-F-F. I don't like how that happened, so I'm going to do it again because I have lots of these labels. So J-E-F-F. And then conveniently, Jeff is in a relationship with J-E-N. So I've got that one. And then let's do Pete because his name is simple for me to print as well too. All right, so I've got that. So what you can see is I'm going to take my little label. I'm going to put it on as a nameplate here. And then we've got Pete down. I'm going to do Jen. And we've got Jen. And then I'm going to do our birthday boy, 41. Isn't it true that the days are long, but the years are short? Okay, so I've got my little nameplates. I really feel like this guy is very Jeff. I'm going to put him on. So I'm just putting a little bit of tape on the back of this. And I'm going to put my beautiful little quirky puppy on the back. So at his dinner plate will be this scruffy little Muffy and Jeff, and this will stand up at probably on his dinner plate. We're having soup to start because that's an Asian Lunar New Year tradition. So we're starting with some. So I'll put it probably in the bowl. Okay, I feel like, this Jen loves small dogs like Chihuahuas and all kinds of great things. And this one just makes me so happy. So for Jen, I'm going to go ahead and put this quirky puppy. And I'm going to put it right on the side here. Oh my gosh, you guys, would you look at that? Oh, she's going to love it. I'm not a big fan of those kind of dogs, but she is. And friends, it's not all about me. It's about joy for everybody. Okay, so there's Jen's. Now I'm just noticing that I've got a little bit of extra weight on this side. So I might need to come up with something that makes the kickstand a little stronger here, which I can think of in a heartbeat. Here's what we're going to do. Plain piece of Scotch tape. Magic is, I'm going to do a little bit on the back and a little bit on the kickstand. And before you know it, it has a little more strength. Okay, there we go. See how it's standing up now? That's great. So we've got Jen and we've got Jeff and we've got Pete. I feel like Pete is an everybody's every dog. I wish there was a Charlie Brown here. And you know what? You can play with this. You can make it something where it's coming right down onto the name tag, or like Jeffrey, you can have it standing up like this. The world is your oyster, but these are just a fun way. When people come to the table, they're just going to smile. I dare them not to smile, right? It is just so darn cute. Now, these, I do want to tell you, again, I'm new at YouTube. I'm not sponsored by anybody. I love I have passion about paper crafting, and I found these at the Paper Crafters Workshop where Sherry and, look at that one. Oh my God, I'm making Jeff's card with that guy. Brought this in. It's a Canadian company, simplystateddesign.ca. They do wonderful, wonderful things, and this just makes my heart full of joy, my friends. So those are the name tags, the little doggies. So the Paper Crafters Workshop, Fred, I have their URL on the banners, I think. If you could look for that and put Paper Crafters Workshop up. Becky, they have an incredible mail order system, and they bring in beautiful stuff from Simply Stated Design very regularly, so you can choose what you love. And Matt and Sherry over there are sensational at being able to find them. I will find there you go. Becky, that's the URL for Paper Crafters Workshop. Sherry and Matt have a great online presence. In fact, Matt is just rather brilliant at it. So you can order from them there. That's definitely a place to get these. Okay, so I'm going to put these guys aside. I'm going to put my name tags for Thursday's dinner over with my banner. I still have to make Fred's and Suzanne's and mine, right? Got to make mine. Okay. Next thing we're going to do, actually, I'll do that after. Let me show you this one. Okay, so remember I said that these tags are not wasted. I want you to remember that there's lots of good paper in here to still do some really fun stuff with. Okay, so let me come back to, all right. Getting a little ahead of myself here. So what I want to do with this, let me get some toothpicks. A couple different varieties. Okay, so same idea as we had with the name tags. I want to be able to use this paper to create some picks that can go into cupcakes as flags, or can go into a cheese board, and you can label them with the labels. I need my little measurements. I don't think I wrote down the measurements. Scored a 1/4 inch cut. All right, we're just going to trace it. Okay, so bear with me. On the long side here, and I will figure out the measurements, and I will put them on the show notes for you. Okay, so just eyeing that, I'm going to show you that using the extra piece of paper, my little marks here. I'm going to cut that guy and this guy. There we go. Okay, so I end up with this shape of piece of paper. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and bring it over and just score the center of it. Doesn't matter which side you do. So just from the points, just score that. And now we've got a little triangle flag that will fold over. Okay, so you've got one with the stripes here, one with the dots here. I'm going to fold it the other way. I like the red. Okay, and I'm a little off, so you know what you can do is just go back and retrim that with a pair of scissors or with your trimmer. It's only paper. This is not about creating fuss and muss. This is about finding a way to have fun. All right, so now we've got our little ones here. All right, here is a very typical toothpick. Plain Jane. So the reason that we went with this shape and scored it in the middle is so we can fold it over and have the toothpick inside the flag. Now these ones I intended because they're colorful and fun and great. I really just intended them to be extra decoration. So in the cupcakes at dinner or dessert, as you wish, we're just going to go ahead and add some flair and have some fun with it. But in the same way that we did the name tags, we can take a little folded, what are these called? Labels. Thank you. Labels. We could take a little label, stick that down, and we could write the name of what it was. So if you were doing cheeses, you could put the name of the cheese. Certainly, depending on the type of paper that you're using, you could also write directly on the paper. And let's say this is just going to say Gouda. How do you spell Gouda? I should have picked a word I know for sure how to spell. If anybody wants to spell Gouda for me in the chat, that's great. But I'm just going to say, can I think of a name of a cheese that I can spell? Claude, where are you? Are you watching? Help me out. Charcuterie board flags is exactly what I'm going for here, Bella. You're right. So G-O, thank you, Tyra. Tyra is a lawyer, and I believe that lawyers have excellent spelling. Tyra, tell me if that is correct. I know you have excellent memories. Okay, so I could just write Gouda. See Gouda on there. And that can go into the cheese board. Same idea here on the other one. I'm just going to put some double tape on the side. You can use a bit of glue if you're more comfortable as a gluer. You can use different shapes of toothpicks. This one has a bit more stability in it because of the shape. And I'm going to just go ahead and do that. And now I've got a cupcake topper and flag. And that is just from the extra pieces from the banners. So you can see, very fun little ways to dress stuff up that I dare you not to smile at. Fred would like me to write Gorgonzola. Of course he would. Feta. Where were you a minute ago, Claude? Where were you a minute ago? All right, friends. So we've got our banner. We've got our letters. We've got some toothpick toppers. We've got some charcuterie board things. Now, a simple one that I'd like to do. This one just makes me happy. I know not everybody uses straws. This is a paper straw because Sydney and I went to the zoo and learned all about why we have to use paper straws. And I just have this beautiful pack of ephemeral from Echo Park, all kinds of different ideas here. So I took a paper straw. This is just a drinking straw. You can get them, all kinds of places, dollar stores, all kinds of stuff like that. This is Scotch tape. This is not even fancy extra stuff to have, right? I'm taking the pinks that happen to match here. I'm going to lay my straw down, and very simply, friends, I'm just going to add a little bit of flair by taping my fun little ephemeral saying to my little tag. Is that cute or what? Look at that. So you can do that with all kinds of color themes. I'm curious, in the chat, will you tell me if you could pick any theme to host a party in, any theme, and you had all the budget in the world, basically a magic wand and be given to you, what theme would you have for a party that you think would just be the best theme of all? I'd love to hear what theme you'd have. Okay, so we've done some party straws. You can do this with all kinds of great things, little sayings, have them standing in a glass so that when people arrive and are helping themselves, they can pick their own party straw. You could also even do it with people's names on it so you know what glass is theirs, right? There's all kinds of great ways that you could do this. All right, we've made our banner. Now, my mom is a cake decorator, and I think as a cake decorator's child, you're supposed to have an innate love of cake. Unfortunately, I do. And so I'm going to make a little cake topper for Jeffrey's here birthday. So this is a beautiful die from Lawn Fawn. They make some of the most adorable stuff, really, really beautiful. Lori, an all things glittery party would be amazing. And Tyra, I would come to a Soul Train party. I don't know what I'd wear, but given enough notice, I would be very on theme. Okay, so happy birthday. So I cut one out in a cardstock, this nice yellow cardstock, and then I cut one out. See how thick this is? Maybe if I hold this up, you'll see the difference. This is foam. And this foam, I use the same die cutting method to get this. What I wanted to do was give it some more stability. So I have not opened my glue yet this evening, Lori, and I always have to test it, right? Okay. Actually, Tyra, you know what I'm just thinking of? I have 3 beautiful disco balls that we can use at your Soul Train party. They were part of our friend Corinta and Dave's wedding. Gosh, Fred, when was that? Well, Fred would have a Hawaiian party. That's interesting. Maybe, Fred, for our 30th anniversary, not this August, but next August, you could take me to Hawaii and we could do a whole Hawaii themed trip. Okay, friends, so I'm just going to put some glue on the foam here. Now, I don't need tons, and I'm going to caution not to use a glitter cardstock when you are making a cake topper because you might be eating glitter. I am using the plain cardstock and a piece of foam here just a couple of dots to put this together. And then some magic. Now, if you wanted to, you could certainly put this on a round circle to have the back neutral, and then you could lay that. Oh, Tiffany and Company, Kimberly, you are my girl. Let's make that party. I think that's a great idea. Okay, do I have a hula skirt? I would get one, and coconuts, a coconut bra to go the whole way. Okay, so I've just glued that down. I'm going to put an acrylic block on it for a second. Then I'm going to reach for, I'm going to see which color actually looks better. Sometimes it is best to sort of hide the sticks that you might be using for something, but sometimes it's best to actually show them off, because if you can't hide them, you should draw a little attention to them. I don't know who taught me that, but that's what I learned, and I think it's true. So I'm going to try that theory. See the yellow? What I'm going to do is use the blue with my happy birthday. I'm going to just flip them over, and I'm going to look for two spots to sort of not too conspicuously put and I'm going to go up a little bit here and up a little bit here. Okay, so I've got that. Now, when I'm off camera and everything is really wonderful and great, I will simply go ahead and glue these down, and they will hold very nicely with the craft glue if I let it dry perfectly. But for just the effect that I want to show you this evening, I'm going to go ahead and use a little bit of tape. Okay. And of course, the glue won't show through, but my tape will, but you're going to get the idea. So I'm making Jeffrey a Black Forest cake. I hope he hasn't tuned in now that I think of it, and he knows all the surprises I'm planning. And so what I've done is I've made this, and I will push these down into the cake so that it will be a happy birthday to you standing up and facing him with the, help me out here, with the candles and all the good flair of what we have. So, all right, friends, we've got some great things going on. So cake topper, happy birthday to you, made with a simple die cut of from Lawn Fawn. That is great. Little extra pieces from the banner turning into cupcake toppers for fun, charcuterie board flags. A great way to use these tags would be if you had somebody coming over. I know, Janice, we were talking about guests that you have coming for Megan's birthday, maybe different dietary needs. You could put a certain color flag in for things that were vegan or gluten-free or whatever that needs to be. Fun straws, put these all into a beautiful glass as people come, and they can pick their own and have a little message that they're sharing. And then, of course, let me get our super cute little name tags back. We've got Jeff and Jen ready to go with our little name tags and these cute little dogs. I'm going to finish Pete's off as well too, friends. All right, look at these. This is all just fun party flair for the purpose of joy, the purpose of celebrating, really just finding a way to enjoy being with each other and having an opportunity to love life. Okay, so let me flip this back over here and come back out to you. And I've got my trusty book. I feel like a little craftastrophe has come out here. So I have a couple parting questions as we wrap up for our evening tonight. So I asked you about the party theme that you would have, and we've got some good party theme ideas going on here. All things glittery, that is definitely a good one. But I'm curious, in the chat, will you tell me, do you think the better party decor are balloons or banners? If you could only choose one, in the chat right now, balloons or banners, which one would you do? I would love to hear. And then I've got one last question. And of course, if you've got any questions for me, I'd be more than happy to answer them. Luigi is definitely looking like he wants to come over here because he heard me talk about cake. Oh, I wanted to show you this while I was on camera this way. So the little cake topper, this is what it would look like. I'm going to glue it down perfectly. So the little cake will have this in as a cake topper here. The little straws will be on the table. I think it's going to be great. And then those little name tags, my gosh, look at that. Okay, banners, best balloons, banners. Ooh, I love it. Look at that. Okay, great. We've got some fun banners all around. The happy birthday banner that I've been able to make over there with the fun letters that we did as well too. Sydney, I think we're going to have a crafting date where we make up a bunch of letters of things. I am all about the balloons too, Kimberly. And I was thinking maybe we could take Lori's theme of all the things that glitter for her birthday and your theme of Tiffany and Company. I feel like that kind of bling is glitter that I can get behind indeed. Well, friends, this has been a wonderful opportunity. Do you feel like the reticular activating system of our brain helped you when I set the intention to have joy? Did anybody here feel joy tonight? Do you guys think that when Jeffrey and company come over, which is different than Tiffany and company, come over on Thursday for dinner, that our family is going to feel the joy that we poured into this? I think so, friends. And I think that that's because you and this community have been a pleasure to hang out with this evening. I have a couple of fun things I want to remind everybody about. Let me see if I can go to the right place here. So every Thursday, I put up a new video, which is a card making tutorial. Now, this Thursday, I just finished uploading the video for Thursday today, and it's a little bit of an interesting one because I filmed it in September before I started my 24 days of Christmas card making, and I did 24 videos in 24 days. I have learned so much since I did that first video in September. I would like you to watch this Thursday's video and just see A, how far I've come, and B, have a little patience and joy for the fact that I made a great card and maybe a little bit less than great video to go with the card. But I made it for my friends Tyler and Brennan, and they sent me pictures of the wedding that they went to, and you get to see all that in the video on Thursday. The other thing that I would love for you to know and understand, of course, is that I have a website, creatingsherry.com. On it are a page where there are digital downloads that are totally free. Absolutely happy to be able to share my ideas, sort of the recipe cards of what I'm doing with you. And then as well, friends, I am looking for subscribers. If you have friends that you can connect me with, just like Becky came this evening as well, I would love to meet them and make sure that they are filled with joy as we go creating things together. So friends, I'm Sherry from Creating Sherry. I'm really looking forward to next Monday when we get together to have a lot of fun, and I'll sneak peek the Monday after that, the Monday just before Valentine's Day. Sydney's coming back to be my special guest, and Luigi is making some cookies for his doggy friends again. And yes, we'll be packaging them up with the cutest little cards. So friends, my intention is for you to have a great rest of your evening, to share this with anybody you think would be interested in this kind of joy, and for commenting, subscribing, and liking. These are all things that are helping me launch my dream to a reality. I appreciate each of you. Thanks for being here tonight, friends.